thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is my review for Marriage Boot Camp Reality Star Season 11, Episode 5. My hair is wet, so I look really crazy, so don't judge me. I washed it, didn't blow dry it, and it's drying, so I'm gonna look stupid. Or it's gonna look, like it's drying. So yeah, I couldn't figure out what to do with it, so I said, well, they just got to see me, with some wet dry hair. So yeah, Marriage Boot Camp Reality Stars came on yesterday. I did not watch it until today, which is Saturday. Hope everyone had a good day. Your weekend is going good. How was your day? Drop comments below. Just let me know how your day was, or your weekend is going to be, or what you're doing this weekend. Oh my God, my hair looks stupid. But yeah. So, this episode was enjoyable. I'll say that. I wasn't like rolling my eyes the whole time, but it is what it is. So, in the first 15 minutes of the episode was like so many conversations and things going on. I was taking so many dang notes. It was crazy. We see how Asifa was talking, because it's like Asifa and Bobby was in their room. Kaylin and Javi was in their room, and it was just two different kind of arguments, conversations going on. You have Asifa and Bobby in their room, and Asifa still bringing up the dang girl from the gym that Bobby supposedly cheated with or messing around with or did whatever with. And Bobby's like, I'm just over having the same conversation or the same argument over and over and over. It's always the same thing. Asifa, I need you to let that shit go, honey. Just let it go. Bye-bye. We see Kel and Javi having a disagreement as always. They always do. And, we see basically they're arguing about child support. This is going to drive me crazy. Hold on. I just had to pull it up. Even though I have my hair up when it's drying, I can't do a video looking like, a crazy wet hair person. Sorry about that, people. So, yeah, Kel and Javi are basically having an argument conversation because she's saying how Javi wants to take her for child support. And she's like, we have 50-50 custody. So if we have 50-50 custody, why would I pay you child support? And Javi was like, well, in Delaware, that's just the law. They take your income, they take my income, and they figure out who has to pay who child support. And I agree with them both. I feel like, one, if y'all have 50-50 custody, why would she pay you child support? However, in times when there are couples who have 50-50 custody, if the man makes more money, he ends up paying the wife or the ex-wife or the baby mama child support. It's because that person has a higher income. And so the cost is just a little bit different. So I get that part of it. But I also feel like Javi, y'all do have 50-50 custody. I think y'all both make a nice amount of money because y'all both are reality stars in one way or the other. So even though she's probably getting a regular check from MTV for doing Teen Mom, I think you're getting some kind of regular check from being on Teen Mom too. So you don't have to take her for child support. And so as they're kind of arguing, she's like, you know what, you're such a bitch, and you're such a bitch, and this is how you try to control things. I don't know why she called that man a bitch. And he like, you need to watch your mouth. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go there, we can go there. And I think when he said that was, don't disrespect me if you don't want me to disrespect you. And I feel the same way. You can't go around here calling men bitches and stuff and think it's cool. And then if they call you a bitch, they out of line. It's crazy. And when he said watch your mouth, she's like, but you're a bitch boy. And he was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm going home. And he's like, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm tired of arguing. I'm done. And, he like trying to pack his stuff and leave. So Kel's like, Javi's leaving. He's mad, so he's leaving. We had into a little disagreement and he wants to leave now. And Peter, I guess, I don't know why or he would ever be the voice of reason because Peter ain't shit. Peter like, what I'm saying? We all have been wanting to leave. I wanted to leave the first day. And this is just Javi's first time wanting to leave because it's a crazy process. But I'm not going to let him leave. So we see Peter going to try to talk to Javi to get him not to leave. And Kel is then telling her side of the story to the other people there, and she's saying, Javi was upset because, he's saying if I want to move to Atlanta, that he feels like Lincoln should stay with him. And I'm like, but that's a big conversation. You can't make it seem like y'all arguing because you want pizza and he want fish sticks. If the father of your child is trying to have a conversation with you about you moving across the moving states away, I mean that is a conversation, and it can get difficult when y'all already don't know how to communicate. And she's like, he wanted to talk about it, and I didn't want to talk about it, and I just said I don't want to talk about it. And Kale made it seem as if she was oh so calm and oh so nice, and he just flipped out. And all I know is he was saying, they didn't show what he was saying. I heard her call him a bitch and a bitch baby. You weren't calm, and you was raising your voice the same way he was raising his voice. And I still felt like having a conversation about one parent moving the kid across the country, across the state lines, or state to state to state over, it is a real conversation to have, and you can't just push it up under the rug. You can't. That's just not how it goes. And now my thing about it is, you not fooling me, kid. We all know when you argue, you not nice. You know what I'm saying? You either saying, shut up, I don't want to talk. Because even telling someone, shut up, I don't want to talk about it is being mean. Because my thing is, y'all have to have the conversation. You can't just say, I don't want to talk about it, and that's it. That's a way to also get upset. And when you don't want to talk about stuff, how it gets pissed off. So I don't like how she was trying to be like, he just got mad for no reason. No, he got upset because he was trying to have a conversation, and you was being yourself, and you was blowing him off. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I ain't gonna talk about it. I'm done. And it pissed him off. Y'all know how to piss each other off. You pissed him off by telling him to shut up, and you don't want to talk about stuff. He pissed you out by talking about you gonna take your child support. Y'all both do stuff to piss the other person off because y'all know how to push each other's buttons. So it was stupid to me. And Javi was telling him, because we were like, where you going, Javi? He's like, I'm going to Guatemala. I'm like, why are you going to Guatemala? Why can't you go back home? Like, why are you going? I was like, I got my passport. Okay, well, go, you have to go. But everyone's saying, Javi ain't leaving. He not going nowhere without Kel. He liked being up on the Kel. He liked being here with her. And I feel like they're doing that because they don't understand why he's pissed off. My thing is, he has a reason to be pissed off if this is a conversation about his son moving to a whole other state. And that part to me is crazy. Because if you recall, Kale did the same thing to Joe. When her and Javi got together, she up and moved to Delaware with Isaac. And then Joe had to end up moving to Delaware. So now you and Javi not together no more, and you want to move to Atlanta for whatever reason, whether it's for a job or whatnot, but you're going to move yourself to another state when both of your son's fathers moved to Delaware. They both in Delaware. It's crazy. Okay, it's just crazy. And we know she got third baby now, so her ass probably ain't moving nowhere. So from there, we see the doctors come in on the situation, and I feel like I call bullshit on how they kind of handle it, because they both were just saying, you both are not on the same page. You think? That's why they're there. They are never on the same page because they both want what they want, how they want it, despite what might be better for the child, and they don't know how to communicate. So I'm like, saying they're not on the same page is like real surface based. Like, okay. And they were kind of making it seem as if Javi had no reason to be upset. Like Javi was the one overreacting. Should he have got up and left? No. But when you talking about my child and I'm pissed off, let me leave before I either say or do something stupid. I'm just going to remove myself from the situation. Because sometimes when you argue with people, that's what you do. You walk away from the situation before it gets too serious. Let the man take a moment to leave and do whatever. Javi was telling them, like, Kel is just going through the drills. She's not really taking any of this in. Because I know for a fact, once we get back home and we're not here anymore, it's going to be back to the same old, same old. And that's true. Kel is very calculated. She knows how to play the game. She knows, okay, this is what we have to do to get a good grade in this test. And if we pass the test, then we are good. But you see, in the room, when they're not doing stuff, she called them bitch baby. But that's not how she's acting in front of people. So he was saying she's doing what she has to do to get through this. But I don't think she's really taking in the stuff that she's supposed to be taking in. And I basically agree with that. So from there, okay, we see Julia is not talking to Megan. And she's saying, now all of this, again, this is the beginning of the day. They ain't did shit yet. This is just the beginning. This is the first 10-15 minutes of the episode. So we see Julia talking to Megan, and she's saying how, I just trust JJ the most. You know, he's the person I trust the most on this earth. And I just feel like this letter that he wrote, it's like he wrote it to someone he hates. And she's like, you know, it just stays on my mind. Julia, shut up, wash your hair, wash your face, wash the makeup off, and he'll be fine. If his issue is that your hair is greasy, wash your damn hair. If his issue is your makeup is caked up on your face, wash the makeup off. Some people don't like greasy hair, and people with a whole bunch of makeup on their face. As you see, the most I do is lipstick. In life, I do some eyeshadow, but I'm not with all that other stuff because sometimes it's too much, and I feel like even though he was real petty as hell for what he said, I feel like she's just as petty for making it such a big issue. I mean, wash your hair. Maybe your hair is greasy because it's dirty. Maybe he just doesn't want to date someone with dirty hair, and just wash your makeup off. Or if you don't want to do either, if you want to have your greasy hair, or if you want to leave your hair how it is, then just date someone else. Because the things that you are saying, oh my God, it affected me so much, is superficial crap. Okay? That's just my personal opinion. As Javi and Kale are still having this little dispute, and the doctors are not really working it out with them, Judge told her come up like, you know, I couldn't stand by and watch this any longer. So she come up and she was like, you know, Javi, you're not giving us the time it takes to help both of y'all adjust to, no, that's what she said. She said, y'all are not, no, how can you not give us time to help y'all adjust to be able to communicate better? You're not even here long enough to let us show both of y'all what y'all both are doing wrong. You're trying to leave too soon. Because again, they only like maybe 4-5 days in. Now they only there for like I think 14 days. It might not even be 14 days. It might be like 8, 9, 10 days. I'm not sure. But they only 4 or 5 days in. So I get what she's saying. But at the same time, you can't fix what's wrong with them in 14 days. You can't. It's impossible. No. It's not gonna work. You know, she basically tell Javi to, you know, man up and stick it out because, of course, he's the one trying to leave. But I feel like no one's addressing the fact of why he's upset. He's upset because Kale wants to move to Atlanta with the kid, and she don't want to talk about it with the father. That's why he's pissed off. He has a reason to be upset. He don't have a reason to be leaving, but he has a reason to why he's upset. And, you know, even the doctor lady is like, you know, what you're saying by leaving here is your hatred and spite for Kaylin is stronger or more important than your love for your son. I believe that a little bit. I mean, I do think you have to stick things out and work through the tough crap to be there to have a better relationship for your child, but that has to come from both people. Like, Kale had to put in the same effort, and I felt like they was kind of ragging on Javi more than Kale, simply because he was the one trying to leave. But I'm like, so y'all not gonna mention Kale? You can't tell him that you don't want to talk about taking the child away? You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. And Javi, you can't just up and leave all the time. I'm like, why y'all just messing with him as if she not involved in the conversation? She wasn't innocent in this conversation. I mean, she called him a bitch and a bitch baby, which pissed him off. You know, words hurt people sometimes too. So, what else did they say? They were saying how like his threats to Kale were like unhealthy, which I also agree with, and that's his way of trying to control the situation. I agree with that too, but I feel like the same way Javi says stuff like, I'm gonna take you for child support, or I'm leaving, is his threats to hurt Kale. It's the same way Kale says something like, she called them bitches, tell them to shut up, how she don't love me, I won't talk to you no more, and I'm moving to Atlanta, and I ain't gonna talk to you about it. So she does things the same way that he does things. They just do them in two different ways, but they're both being the same. They're both doing the same thing. So you're gonna rag on one, rag on the other. Because again, she moved to Delaware without caring about what Joe thought. And when Joe was trying to talk to her about it, she didn't want to talk to him about it. She said, I'm moving, and that's what it is, because I'm getting married and not with this other man, so I'm moving. And she did just that. You know, it's the same goddamn thing. Come on now, you know what I'm saying? I feel like both of them have to be held accountable the same amount of time. So next, we see Peter and Amina having a conversation. And, oh wait, hold on. Phone calls, child, phone calls. So next we see Peter and Amina also having a conversation. I'm like, everybody talking just so much before everything get early in the day, Lord Jesus. And they're basically talking about how Peter keeps calling Tara in secret. And, Peter's like, well, I thought you knew I was calling her. And she's like, I didn't know you was calling because you're calling her in secret. And when I walk in the room sometimes, you hurry up and get the phone like you sneaking to talk to her. Peter know damn well every time they've shown him call Tara. I mean that he ain't said nothing like, oh, I'm finna call Tara and check on the kids. He sneaks off and has the phone conversation, calls and leaves her a message. And, he's like, well, yeah, I'm calling her to check on her and check on the boys, because I know, it's hard for her, I feel like, because I've never put in this much effort for her. So I know it's probably hard for her knowing when I'm here doing it for you. But Peter, you didn't marry Tara. Okay? You married Amina. So the fact that you attempting to fix your marriage, which I still think is the worst idea ever in life, Lord Jesus, you can't make it seem like Tara and Amina are on the same level. Even though they are, because they're both dumb and dealing with you, but Amina is still technically your wife. So she's like, why didn't you make an effort with her? And this fool said, because I thought it would be easier to do with you. What? Really? Peter, I just can't, And she then was asking him, I don't know if she was saying, well, how about you start calling her in front of me? Or how about you stop calling her in front of me? I can't figure out which one she was saying. Because she was like, I've been asking you to do this, forever, for years. So I had two thoughts about this, depending on what she was saying. One, if she was saying, I don't want you calling her in front of me, I think that's awkward, because he should be able to have a civilized conversation with her in front of him. And because then he said, after she said that, I feel like it would be disrespectful to both of y'all if I did that. So I'm like, well, she must have said, I want you to start talking to her in front of me. Meaning that way I can see your phone conversations. And I'm like, because he probably meant it would be disrespectful to both of y'all because how they don't really rock with each other. My thing is, the simple fact that y'all having to have a conversation about when he can talk to you or talk to Tara in front of you is crazy. Like, she is literally the third person in y'all marriage, and I don't see what you fighting for, girl. I don't. Peter's penis have to be paved with golden ridges of just orgasm seeds and rainbows, because it ain't worth it at the end of the day, girl. It just ain't worth it. And when Peter like, it'll be disrespectful. Man, Peter, you have already disrespected her to the point of no return. So talking to Tara in front of Amina, the only way it's disrespectful is if you lying to them both and you don't want to lie to them both at the same dang on time. That's just my opinion. So they finally get to their first drill. And the first drill is just basically they, have them go through an obstacle course, but they gotta like row their boats through an obstacle course. One person is blindfolded and the other person is having to give instructions on how to get to the end of it. It's basically a communication drill. And they like, the winner gets a romantic date. Now we all know, we've seen this episode, this show 11 seasons. Everyone knows when they do stuff like this, the winner is never the person who does it first. The winner is always the person who either communicates the best or does whatever the best. It's not about the time of it. But as we know, people always be like, oh, I was first, so I won. At the end of the day, JJ and Julie was first crossing it. And Julie was like, I just put all my trust into JJ, and I trusted in him, and he made us get through it. Julia, I think she's a Stepford wife. I think she's in the white version of a sunken place. And JJ is just hypnotizing her to make sure think something is great and it's stupid. It's the craziest thing ever. But the winners ended up being Javi and Kale, because even though they came in, I think they came in last, but they communicated great throughout. Basically because Javi and Kale are great when they have to win something, when it's something athletic, because they both are competitive. So they communicated great. It was fine. Who did bad? Peter and Amina was getting mad at each other because at first they was in the lead, and then Peter messed up something, and Amina was mad about to give up and get off the boat. And I'm like, you can give up on the boat, but you can't give up on him in life. You stupid girl. I think Oscar and Bobby was arguing the whole time. It was just crazy. So Oscar and Bobby ended up being the losers, and they had to serve Kale and Javi for their little romantic breakfast. Romantic dinner or whatever. So, after that, they showed like a little scene with Julia, Amina, and Megan are basically talking. And again, Julia was talking about this stupid ass letter. And she's saying, like, the reason I didn't tell you guys at first what the letter said, I don't want to talk about it, was because I was just so hurt behind it. And I would have kept crying about it, and I wouldn't have been able to complete the challenges and the different drills and stuff like that. And so that's why I didn't talk about it first, because it was just so hurtful. Amina then says to Peter in their confessional, if you wrote me that letter, we wouldn't even be here. Bitch, what? If he wrote you a letter talking about your hair and your makeup, y'all wouldn't be at marriage boot camp. But he didn't got another woman pregnant and been cheating your whole so you can forgive cheating and having babies on people. You can forgive that. But God forbid he talk about your hair and your makeup. You sounded so stupid, Amina. And then it's like a clear vision of why Peter does what he does. It's because you are just kind of absent-minded over things you shouldn't forgive. Like when she literally said, if you had wrote a letter like that to me, we would not be here. But y'all are there because he literally married you while he was living with another woman. He then had a baby with this other woman while y'all were married, and he's continuing to be with both of y'all. So that's not unforgivable. But makeup and greasy hair comments are, gotcha, you're stupid. Kel and Javi had their date night. They kind of talking. Javi does admit how he uses personal issues and he brings it into their co-parenting issues, and he kind of see how it's not working. He admits, I feel like that's the only way to keep you close. And because he's like, because I'm not ready to let go. And I think people know Javi's still in love with Kel. It's Kel who is over the situation, but she's still not giving him the closure he needs. She is still kind of just not wanting to deal with stuff, which makes him hold on more. I think y'all could have been over the situation if y'all would just communicated what went wrong and you was honest with him, and then just didn't say, I wasn't happy no more, so I said fuck it. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's still holding on, because he don't know y'all haven't had that conversation. You know what I'm saying? So that's the dumb part about it. We also see Peter and Amina talking still. And, basically saying how their situations is similar to Kale and Javi, to where one person keeps holding on, the other person isn't, and it's just a weird dynamic. And Peter's like, I feel like you should just stop bringing up old stuff. And she's like, but I'm not bringing up old stuff, I'm bringing up current new stuff that's still going on. I feel like I don't want to accept things anymore, and I'm not going to accept you still being torn between the two of us. But you still accepting it just for the simple fact that you at marriage boot. You still accepting it because you're still accepting it. Coming to marriage boot camp isn't how to no longer accept it. The way to no longer accept it is to divorce him. Because what's the point of him giving him another chance to... Because he tells you he's still in love with Tara. I don't get it. I don't get why Amina... It's like an oxymoron sometimes when she says stuff, because I'm like, I'm not gonna take it anymore, but you're still taking it because you're still there knowing he still love her. He's not gonna come to marriage boot camp and in 8 or 9 days decide, you know what, I might have been with both of y'all, for the past 3 or 4 years, but now after 8 days on this marriage boot camp, now I choose you. It ain't gonna happen, sus, and you just go ahead and leave it be and leave it where it is. And Peter then said, he feels like it's not fair, and that the reason that he doesn't want to fully commit to Amina is because he still has feelings for Tara, and he feels like that's not fair to Amina. And I agree with him. I do. It's not fair for him to commit to Amina if he know he want to be with them both. So why commit to one person when I know I'm not going to do right? So if you know I'm not fully committed to you and I like both of y'all, if you continue to be with me, you have accepted that I want you both. And as I've said before, let that man be with both of y'all in peace. You can't keep making him pick and choose because he's telling you he ain't going to choose. He wants you both. It's the equivalent of going to get some food. You like, do I want chicken or fish? Chicken or fish? Chicken or fish? You know what? I want both, so I'm going to get both. I'm going to get me some wingdings and some fish sticks. Or I'm going to go to Red Lobster and get some chicken tenders with some salmon. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to do both. And I'm like, that's what he's doing. He wants both and he's having both, and y'all let him do both. So just get over it. And he also said, like, the more honest he gets with Amina, it seems like it draws them further apart. Or how she's drifting further away from him because he's being honest. Well, let the bitch float. Let her float on to wherever else she needs to be. And Amina, you float on to wherever you need to be. Let him be honest. Don't get mad at him for being honest. If his honesty is that he can't choose between y'all two, let that be his truth. And then you need to just move on. You can't say, well, I don't want you to not choose. You have to choose. He been not choosing for years. You just need to walk away and let it be. Let it go, girl. Let it go. So, you know, they have a next moment of games, and I sit a next Game of Thrones moment because they had another drill thing. It was basically like how to fight fair. So it was basically a drill where they had each couple pull a card and imitate a different couple to show each person how they look when they argue. I mean, this whole scene to me was boring. Basically, they each did see themselves and said, it looks petty and stupid. You know, they had like Amina. I don't know who did who, but each of them did fine. Okay, they all imitated the other ones, and it was what it was. But when they did Megan, JJ and Julia did Megan, and Julia said, even though I like Megan, I felt like I have to do her the way I see her, and she did it. She made it known that Megan comes off as her only thing is she wants him to make more money, that she's money hungry, and all she care about is him making more money, and that's what happens. You know, of course, Megan was kind of upset, like, you know, they make it seem as if all I care about is money, and I hope that's not what he thinks. And they was like, well, sit right there and ask him, and then she's like, do you think I only want money? And he was like, well, not all the time. He like, well, yeah, that's a major part of it. But I feel like DeAndre need to just speak up sometimes, okay? Just stop being so damn quiet. They even when they did Amina and Peter, they had Peter saying, I don't know. And then Amina saying, well, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to leave. You need to choose. It was very, very, very much spot on. When they showed the person imitating Asif and Bobby, it was Asif saying, the girl at the gym, because all she's talking about. And then he like, I don't care. It was just stupid to me. I mean, it was not stupid in the aspect of they shouldn't have did it, but stupid in part of they all know how they look when they argue because they've all been on, they see themselves. They on freaking TV. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I didn't care too much about that. I didn't. At the end of the day, the judge then gave her thoughts on each couple. And these are my thoughts on each couple. JJ and Julia. I feel like they're a fake couple. I really, really, really do. I feel like it is stupid, and I don't know why they're there. They are 3 months is not enough time to be on freaking marriage boot camp. But Julia needs to get over that damn letter. Please get over that letter. Also for JJ, I feel like he does not want to be in a relationship. And when they be talking to him, he looked like a person who, you know, when someone's talking to you, not listening, but you want to look like you listening. So you be like, he was doing that, but he won't pay no goddamn attention. He don't care. Kale and Javi, I want them to be able to co-parent and communicate, but I think they both need to put an effort to do that. Not just Javi, not just Kale. I think Kale is calculated. I do think she knows what people expect from her to make it seem like she's progressing. But I feel like she's not going to be that way after they leave the show. Asif and Bobby don't need to be together. Because all they keep talking about is this damn person at the gym they kept say that he supposedly slept with. You know, it is stupid. So it gets on my nerve. And Asif needs to grow up and stop kind of poking Bobby. It's just stupid. Amina needs to leave Peter. Peter gonna continue to see with both of them, so it is what it is. Megan does only want money, and that's the truth. And I can't think who else is on the show. Asfa and Bobby. I think I covered them all. Who knows if I didn't. So the last scene of the episode, though, Megan was upset that DeAndre didn't defend her, come to her defense when they was teasing her, when they was imitating her as if she was only money hungry. And she's like, if someone was talking about you, I would defend you. And he was like, but that, that ain't what it was. And then she kind of cut him off like, well, whatever. Like, you know what? He got mad. And he was like, you know what? All you care about is your feelings. You only think about you. You don't care about me. So fucking, I'm done. So he kind of walks away and just saying how, she don't care about him. And it's true, it's not. And as this is happening, the doctors, of course, are watching it on the monitors. And it was like, it's so weird. Something's up with DeAndre and Megan because since they've been here, we haven't seen any passion between them two. All you see is her anger, and that's it. Because they're not a real damn couple. Okay? So, that was the whole episode, and then it went off. So, that was my review of it. As I said, more happened in the first 15 minutes than the whole damn episode. But, it is what it is. So, I am done for today. I am Jay Lee. This is Jaylee's Corner. Until next time, people. Peace.